All right, week 4, going to Pittsburgh to face the 2-1 Steelers. We own their first and second round pick in the coming draft. They used those two, to trade up into the first and take a defensive tackle who's their starting nose tackle. So it's big that we beat them because we need to, and it also helps us. Let's see here. They are good at running the ball, not good at passing, and they're good at stopping the run. And they're not that great at stopping the pass. Let's see, key players: T.J. Watt, Fitzpatrick. Yeah, they have a good pass rush. We're 2-1 in the division. The only other win is Tampa Bay won one game. And if you look at we're not leading in anything, but if you look at the quarterbacks and the receivers, you can see that two rookies, two rookie quarterbacks, are pretty much pairing up with their wide receiver counterparts on their teams. Man, they're having a good rookie season, and they weren't even the number one overall pick. Um, let's take a look at the standings real quick. We can kind of get a feel for how many undefeated teams there are: Eagles, Patriots, Ravens, Chiefs, Niners. How many winless teams there are: Saints, Bills, Commanders. Damn. Seahawks sitting 0-3, man. Oh, I could have traded with them instead. It just didn't look like the Steelers were going to do well with that quarterback, and then they signed Russell Wilson, who apparently just won't quit. He returned to the Steelers and just takes them to 2-1. All right, let's go over their injury reports. Hubbard's out another 5 weeks. We have a good backup, and hopefully Brooks can be a good backup to him as well. I probably should check that depth chart real quick. Steelers don't have anyone injured. All right, Taylor Brooks. You know what? Let's go Brooks here. No, I want to do that. Yeah, that way he gets more snaps. Uh, Little signings. I went ahead and who was it? Hold on, I'm drawing a blank. There was a safety. Okay, in the corner. Okay, so uh, he was going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I mean, I get that he's nothing special, but he kind of is just an overachiever. I like seeing him in the game. I think he kind of stands out. He hits hard. And then, um, he was like what, less than 2 million a year, like 1.8, 1.6, something like that million a year. I think I signed him for. Let me just look. Oh yeah, 5 years. I was thinking maybe lower, but I was like, okay, well, if I get a guy, it's not going to be much to cut him, and I probably went a little overboard there because I remember I didn't do that with this Deontay Banks. Star rating. So basically our third corner. No, I signed him for 5 years. Oh, maybe I did both 4 because we're okay. 4-year extensions. That's what it was. Okay, so yeah, I think I was thinking about locking at least this guy up for longer, but I didn't want to be too unrealistic, and there is a chance that cornerbacks can digress, and I guess the safety could too. But really not. Look at that. Like look at the breakdown. It's like mostly less than 2 million a year. I think it's a pretty. I don't know why this Madden's hating on this guy, but he has a good overall. He's 6'2", 205, good speed, good quickness, and then yeah, Nomura. Less than 2 million a year. I don't know. I just kind of like seeing him out there. And then I decided with Icky, because Icky's going to be the only other one I think that I'm going to potentially sign. Maybe Edmonds, not Tremble. Maybe this guy. I don't know. Maybe not. I kind of. I don't know. I'll have to look out for a fullback. Maybe I can see if I can just take a shot at a tight end in the draft to be my fourth tight end. Actually, I might need two if I'm not going to re-sign Tremble. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at tight end this coming off season because we go to Sanders a lot and that's great, but I think I want unless Evans starts progressing, which he's not getting a lot of touches, so um, I'm probably gonna need a tight end or two for for just for depth. We'll see about him, but I think what I decided with Icky is I'm gonna wait to the end of the season and um, because in this one it's not like the rating goes up during the season, so his you know contract expectations shouldn't really go up, and then I can kind of like think about at the end of the season maybe put some feelers out to see who might be a free agent at the end of the year, and because if I sign him for let's say 16 million a year, and then there happens to be someone who could be better in free agency who even if it's 20 25 million a year, but if I have the cap for it and he'll perform better, then in essence I would have wasted that money on Icky. So I'm gonna kind of wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if I resign him. I mean, we just drafted some prospects, so it's. I don't think they're gonna really like within a year. But for next year, I just don't think that they're gonna wow anybody. They're not playing in the game. Even if someone goes out, Christensen's gonna fill in. So um, I'll just have to keep an eye out for prospects and free agents. All right, man. I really want this game. I did do a little warning here. I did do a little bit of a rehaul in the playbook. I basically deleted all the fucking shotgun plays. I took them all out. I said, don't fucking use these. Let me micromanage it. And I kind of like went through shotgun plays and saw ones that I think would work and only using those. It may not it may not work out that well. What, let's go with the silver. And then should we do white or black? Oh, let's do black. Man, I really hope this isn't a shit show. I just want to see just solid play calling and hopefully performance and execution and just not just like a total utter shit show of what the fuck was that. If I could see some improvement and good, I'll
It's
start paying
week 4
attention
of
to
the
what I need to get
NFL,
rid
and
of.
it's
And
presented by EA Sports.
man, Russell
It's the
Wilson, you're
Panthers
getting
and the
kind of gray in the hair
Steelers,
there,
and
buddy.
it comes your way next
Oh,
on Madden Football.
it was just the angle, just the lighting. Yeah, we'll see, man. I really hope
Well, to the locals, it's still and will always be
the
Heinz
playbook looks
Field.
better.
But for the rest of us, we're along the north shore of the Allegheny and Ohio rivers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Glad you could join us, football fans, as we get ready for kickoff. It's Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt up in the booth. And Brock, I want you to take us back down to the field. When you were a player, what are these moments like just before the game begins and you take the field for the first time?
Well, you wish you could hit fast forward. You wish you could just get to this, right? Because you are so ready to go. You've done all your work over the course of the week. And I think this is where it is a little different than maybe my era a couple decades ago. These guys visualize. These guys self-talk. There is so much mental work being done. They've already played this game in their mind in many ways, and they're just ready to go.
Two teams sitting above 500 in the early season, but only one will stay that way as we're off in week 4. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
And if you think about
Russell
it,
Wilson's one of the NFL's
Steelers
most
really
experienced
hardball.
quarterbacks. He's also one of the
They waited a
winningest
whole
quarterbacks. Even with a couple
even though they
bumps
needed
in
a
the road in
quarterback.
Denver. Remember,
And
over
they
that
finally
decade in
called fucking
Seattle
Russell.
with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. They send a tight end in motion. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. He cuts it right.
oh my goodness.
And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
That's complete. Here's Kirk. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Now here's a look at his production from last week and the part he played in his offense's victory. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Russ off the play fake. Complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. They send a man in motion. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him 3 yards, and they're just inches away on 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Wilson now from the gun. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask
they
for a
pretty
better
much made it
start
look
to a
easy.
game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming, allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
finish away. Brown with a return here. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, Young. That's low and bounces short of his man. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Shotgun snap now to Young. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by Johnson. And he'll get it up to the 27.
They hit the holes. Our guys run into line.
Bringing up 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
A toss now to Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. Complete beyond the marker.
Oh my goodness.
He's got the first down grab and still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now an inside give to Johnson. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On the ground again with Johnson. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
He's running for it. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring.
I didn't change anything.
And when you get it to a tight end and play
on the
action,
defense.
it's just a little icing on the cake.
And they've got themselves another
Russell
1st and
Wilson
10.
just has them going on all cylinders, man.
Johnson up the middle.
There you go, Daryl.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Yeah.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Okay.
He's on the
Oh, come on.
move.
Yes.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take
Look at
him
Brown
down.
go.
And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. On the draw, this is Johnson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Traps, screens, draws, you need the element of surprise. The problem is, this defense was all over that draw. You couldn't fool them, even if you wanted to.
That's what I want to see.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. It'll be 51 yards from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that one was beautifully struck. It goes right down the middle.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Play action now, Young. McMillan hauls it in. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Young working from the gun. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense. We're ready to go with the 2nd quarter. It's Panthers football. They're stuck behind the sticks on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. Pressure's
Jesus,
there.
motherfucking Christ. We can't do anything right.
Sacks have them staring at a tough 4th
If I don't
down.
change a playbook, he just
That sure
fucking
ended
makes
up being
stupid
worst-case
decisions.
scenario.
If
Pass rush
I go
just
with what I
kept
think
coming
works, they do
and
this
coming
shit.
and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Collects this at the 35. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Now, elsewhere on the return, there's an injured player in need of some attention, which he will get as trainers head his way.
Oh shit, was that?
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Play action, it's Wilson. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
At the 38-yard line.
Here's Johnson. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Wilson on 3rd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. From the gun, Johnson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run and get in position to stop it behind the line.
Caught by Freiermuth. 16 yards on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They'll run this with Johnson. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game,
one of those games where I
you will
just
take it
fucking
in the
take a
NFL.
nap.
At the 22-yard
Not
line.
even fucking
On
bother
play
watching.
action now, Wilson. And his perfect start is over. And that's
Turn
the
off
first
the
one of his
TV.
throws to wind up incomplete. Pass didn't work on second. Let's see how that affects this third down.
Ah, shit. What's he gonna do? A quarterback draw? Scramble.
Russ
for the
now
first
from the
down.
gun. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Here we go with Johnson.
Damn it.
And he gets this forward to the 19. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. From the red zone now. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing fourth down coming up.
You know, these third and short situations, you rep them all the time.
Yeah,
Snap
they're
after
trying to
snap,
fucking
rep
kill
after
us.
rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on
Nice.
third and short, they
Oh,
can't
come
get the
on. They're
job
going to give
done.
him the first fucking
And he's
down?
out of bounds.
Oh, no.
That is
Okay,
not going
our
to be
ball.
enough. He made a bid for
Oh,
it, but he was
fuck.
a couple yards short. That's a turnover.
All right.
And he's out of bounds just before the sticks, Brock.
Oh.
And they're going to turn it over on
And here
downs.
comes the offense.
You go for it on fourth down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
They're out and set. First and 10. Young to throw it.
There you go.
Cops, this is Xavier Leggett. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And it'll give the Panthers a first down. Running right, this is Taylor.
Oh, shit.
Oh, stiff arm. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. Young throwing here. This one finds Taylor. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. That stop made by T.J. Watt. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Young on the play action.
Go.
And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
On third down, it's Young. Complete out to the right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Carolina in punt formation. Jackson waiting for it. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Steelers will take over deep on their own side. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. And it's the Steelers looking at 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap for Wilson. He beams one deep right side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and have to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down throw from Wilson. He's on the move. Now he takes it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage.
There you go.
It really is a good time to throw.
All right, we still got a chance
Unfortunately,
to
couldn't
put something on the
execute
board.
that pass in a 4th down instead.
And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't get it. Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too long for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision-making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
Here come the Panthers, taking over late in this first half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. Here's Young on 1st and 10. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
Come
That
back to
one
the ball.
vehemently swatted away. And now they face 2nd down. Looking to throw, Young. Throw is there for Jatavion Sanders. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now it's Young.
Oh, damn it.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight end.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. They need some extra time to think over 3rd and long. We've got a timeout. Out of the gun, Young. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And he makes the wait. No,
Dude, we
he
do
didn't
not
hang
have
on. It
any
falls
fucking luck,
incomplete.
man.
Had that
That is what he's fucking. That was. He was made for that. That's why he was drafted.
Getting everyone set for the punt.
I feel like last season we were overachieving, and this season, even though we're better across the board,
spotted at the 11.
we're just underachieving everywhere.
They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. On first down, it's Wilson. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Woo! I am not sure we didn't see a safety right there. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm the only one nervous in the building because that QB kept going back and back and was heading right for disaster, but saved himself just a couple yards short.
Apparently they have shitty play calling too. Why would they call that play?
But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was the visiting Bucks who were able to come in and win one on the road. Bucky Irving, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. A touchdown on the ground there for James Cook. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins, sharp in the victory, as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. In the first half, we saw a strong performance out of the veteran quarterback, Russell Wilson. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
On to send this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Carolina ready to get things started on offense to begin the third. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap now to Young. That's caught for the first. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Straight ahead with Taylor. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd and 8. Hits him on the in route. And they make this stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
Called in left side.
Come on, no.
That's
a shitty fucking spot, man.
Right at the line.
His momentum was past the line.
Sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the first down.
It's far enough, but no good. He sent it just a little bit right. And the deficit remains 2 scores.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Dude, of all the third and fucking short play calls I have very few play action passes,
first and 10.
and they're not highly fucking rated as far as priority.
And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing again is Russ. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Wilson now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They get 13 on the pickup. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Defense shows blitz. Wilson. Taken in by Kirk right side. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. A give left side to Johnson. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Running it after the penalty. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
This one's caught. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Rush coming for Wilson. The throw is caught. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers take a 3-possession lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. He fields it from the 8. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Panthers set to take the field. And things starting to get a little out of hand for him, Brock. That last score made it 17 zip.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Young on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And that's good for a gain of 5. Madden stopped by Alex Highsmith. Young working from the gun. He keeps it and takes off. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down. Into traffic, complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
Here we go. This is where we
That
fuck
is
it up.
quarterback play 101.
We got
Maybe not
play
the
action,
first chapter
boot,
of it,
pass,
but man, is that important. Getting
run right to the
downfield,
fucking-
get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Just short on third down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on fourth?
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them.
Should've just stayed
And
in
once
the
he got his
2-minute
paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
And he's
God
able to get
damn,
back to the
man.
line,
This
but
is
that
horrid.
is all.
This is
So the
fucking
run
disgusting.
doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on down.
These fourth down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a
Was
Steelers
that-
first down.
Is that their number one receiver just sitting there alone?
At the 49-yard line.
Russ off the play fake.
Look at all the fucking time in the world.
Short throw is dropped. This one's
Their
incomplete.
play actions work.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
No,
That
don't worry,
throw
they'll go
doesn't
for it.
lead to 6. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Steelers set to punt it.
Oh, go watch
And he
the
wasn't
fake
needed
now.
at all in the first half, partner. This is going to be his first punt. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line.
What do you
So
say?
no return on that punt.
We
And
don't
it's going to be
score here,
Panthers
try to
football.
take them out.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now Young.
Oh, shit.
And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Young. Gets this to Sanders. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
They love the 3rd and 1s,
3rd down,
They love
1
to
yard
get
to
there.
go.
just so they can fuck it up.
Taylor now up the middle. And he's brought down for a
What in
loss.
the world, man?
Now we'll get a stoppage for an injured player as they head out to check on, looks like an injured Panther. On now comes their punter.
Whoa.
And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Steelers and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage.
Oh, man. I was trying to go change the depth chart, and apparently this happened. I do quarterback too. I'll give him one more drive.
The Steelers with some
maybe the only
very
drive
good
we
field
get.
position as they get set, 1st and 10.
Oh man.
Shotgun snap for Wilson.
Look at that shit.
That's Metcalf running the slant.
It's just
And
too
they're going to bring
fucking
him down
easy.
just on the other side of midfield.
Everything.
1st and
so
10
fucking
from a
easy.
yard shy of midfield. A handoff for Robinson running
Except for
right.
trying to run
And the
it third
defense
down.
is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Blitz coming, Russ. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
I think everybody in the building was already thinking about the next play to run as they watched that short throw to the tight end. That's a gimme. You don't expect to see many of those dropped.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter.
There ain't nothing that fucking works in
Here's
this game.
1st and 10 from the 34.
I tell them to fucking just the weekly game plan is to stop the inside run.
Motioning one of the
And
tight
what
ends.
happens? Watch, you'll see here.
Johnson gets it on 1st and 10.
No problem.
And he's got
No
a nice
problem
run.
at all.
That reaches the 26. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. On the ground again with Johnson. And he's tackled
They
with
know
a 1st down
they're
yardage.
gonna run. Oh, man.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And not much for him there. He's
Big
down to the
three of them.
15-yard line. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Here's Johnson again. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 4.
So now they're going to throw with Wilson. Escapes the pocket.
Yep.
And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
How is this fucking
The
Russell Wilson guy
Steelers
just
keep
tearing
adding
us
to that
up?
4th quarter lead.
We handled
Russell
Jared
Wilson
Goff.
with the touchdown. His 3rd total score in
Of
this
course, he
game.
didn't play well against J.J.
Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Now
I'm
Boswell on
debating
to
if I
send
should
this
even
away.
give this to Price.
Brown with a return here. He stopped on the return at the 27. Carolina about set to go once again offensively.
How about this?
The opportunity to win this game is,
No matter
well,
what,
it's
this
long
is
gone,
his
Brock.
last
They're
series.
down to their
but
last
if he
opportunities
just
now
does
to
something
avoid the
totally,
shutout as well.
stupid, I'm gonna bench him for the next game.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Completes it to his running back. Here's Jonathan Brooks. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. 2nd and 3. That's him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Offense up to the line fast. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. So that brings up second down. Sticking to the air, it's Young.
And he drops it.
Defender arrives
Oh,
right
my
as the
God.
ball does, and the hit knocks it free.
Oh, my
Incomplete.
God. I can't.
Last
I
pass
can't believe it.
unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Shotgun snap now to Young. He's gonna try to
Don't
drop
worry, he'll drop
it
it.
in deep.
Oh, shit,
This
Hooker.
is caught inside
Okay.
the 15.
What the fuck?
And he takes it in.
Where'd that come
Touchdown,
from?
Carolina. The Panthers making the scoreboard look a touch better. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Okay.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity,
All right,
right?
Bryce,
Yeah,
I'm
when
not
you
gonna
run that
bench you
fly
next
route,
week.
you got to win
And
right from the
I'm
jump.
wondering
You got to
take you
protect
out
yourself
now.
from the sideline, too.
8
Don't
minutes
get
left.
pushed to the
We got a
boundary.
2-point score
Give your
here.
quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find
Oh,
pay dirt.
okay. Oh, watch. Yeah, I think one of my...
They'll try it on the ground. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this two-point attempt fails. Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He
Still don't get
absolutely
how we
did it.
can't
That defender
fucking
was
block
reacting.
fuckers,
Go
though.
shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
See, my hope was that if I put in like a spread
The Panthers kick
formation
team
that,
out there
the
now as they
defenders
send it
would go with
away.
them. They're too smart, though. They're
And that
just
one
like,
bounces
no, we
through
don't
the
believe
end
you.
zone for a touchback.
We're playing
The
the run.
Steelers offense headed out. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and
Hey,
wrinkles throughout this
they're gonna
performance,
run
and
it.
it's been a joy to watch.
Just,
Drive begins with a run by
wink, wink,
Johnson.
nudge, nudge. Okay, now that number 48, you look like shit there.
Give him 18 yards on that play,
But
Brock, and
why
he
is
gets
he
him a
on the
first
field?
down.
He's a backup strong
Offensive
safety.
coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Johnson up the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. It's Johnson on 2nd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Okay, you see our linebackers.
This is one of those situations,
They're
Kate,
waiting
where
to
I watch the
react.
body language of the running back because it'd
When
be
we
very
run
easy
it,
for him to
other
raise
teams'
his hands
linebackers
up,
do not
look
wait
to the
to
sideline
react.
and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there?
Okay,
There was
watch,
nothing,
this is
no
gonna be a
time at
run
all
play,
to
I'm
try and
almost
escape
certain
and
of it.
react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he hits a wall at the line and goes nowhere.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. To the air on 1st down, Young. He finds Sanders. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
On 3rd down, it's Young. That's caught for the first. Give him 11
Yeah, I think I
yards,
just
Brock,
have
and a
to-
fresh set of
I
downs.
think I'm just going to have to use
You're
the
not going to
regular
last long in the
Dave
National
Canales
Football League
playbook
if you don't
and just
convert
deal